In the introduction lecture of the contour, we have seen what is contour. Contour line is nothing but the line passing through the points of equal RL. Today we will continue with the next term, contour interval and horizontal equivalent. What is contour interval and what is horizontal equivalent? Suppose there is some point, and if we draw contour for that point, suppose this is the point, this is one line, this is another line, this is another line. Suppose the RL of this line is 98, this is 19, this is 100, this is 100, and this is 10. And in plan, suppose in plan this this will look like this. May be the line for RL 98 representing. This may be another line representing the RL 100, and suppose there will be one more line of RL 102 in horizontal plane. So you are seeing this map here. This line is of RL 98. This contour is of RL 100, and this contour line is of RL 102. Now we have seen in the introduction class what is exactly contour. How do we draw the contour lines? Contour line is a line passing the points of equal RL. Suppose there is a lake. This is the shape of lake will be somewhat circular. So our contours lines will be also the somewhat circular, and it represents the points of equal RL. Okay, so this is point. This you can see elevation that topmost is 102, and then below line is 100, and here RL is reducing, means this contours represents the point. Now moving to our concept, this is contour interval. Contour interval is nothing but the vertical distance between two consecutive contours. What is contour interval? It is the vertical distance between two consecutive contours. Okay, so here consecutive contour, first contour is 102 and next consecutive is 100. Okay, so this is different vertical distance between these two consecutive contours is called as the contour interval. Contour interval. And what is horizontal equivalent? It is nothing but the horizontal distance between any two consecutive contours. In this map you can see here, this is the horizontal equivalent. It is the horizontal distance between two consecutive contours. Horizontal equivalent. Now we first see what is the contour interval. Contour interval, we have seen that it is the vertical distance between two consecutive contours. So this, if we have a map like this is a contour map. Here you can see here the contour interval is here. The contours are 98, 100, 102. Means here the vertical distance between any two consecutive contours is 2 meter. So this is the contour map of interval 2. Interval 2 meter. For a one specific map, contour interval remains constant. Means we can draw a map with a contour interval of 1 meter. Means here there will be contours of 98, 99, 100, 101. We can draw contour map with a contour interval of 5 meter. That is, some contour will be of 90, 95, 100, like that. Contour interval may be anything, but for a specific map, contour interval is constant. Now, on which factor this contour interval depends? it depends on various factors. Means first is the nature of the ground, nature of ground. That if the ground is steep, if the ground is steep, then contour interval will be more. If ground is flat, if ground is nearly flat or uniform slope, then the contour interval will be less. So it depends on first nature of the ground. Means if it is a very steep, we have to decide contour interval higher side. Otherwise, what will happen? Then if we decide, suppose this is the steep slope. This is the steep slope. Here we decide contour interval of 1 meter only. Then what will happen? There the contour lines will be the very closer to each other, or very close to each other. Then it won't suitable for this strain. When there is a slope, steep slope, we have to select contour interval at higher side. If it is the if it is the with a uniform slope, ground with uniform slope, and here if we decide the contour interval of 5 meter, then what will happen? One contour line will be here and another contour line will be far apart. Okay, so this contour interval we have to decide based on the nature of the ground. How is the nature of the ground? If it is a steep slope or it is the uniform slope. Another factor on which contour interval depends is purpose and extent of survey. Purpose and extent of survey means what is the purpose? If we have to decide a location for a dam or location for a pond, then we need the area like pot shape, then we need the contour interval larger, means we need that is steep slope ground. So there we'll select the contour interval at higher side. Again, extent of survey means if we have to do contouring of one small region, then we can decide we can go for some smaller contour. So because our extent of area is less, so we can do it more accurately. Next factor on which contour interval depends is the scale of the map. Scale of the map. At what scale we have to draw the map? Based on that, we can also we can decide the contour interval. Suppose if we have to draw the map with the scale 1:25 or 1:50, based on that we can decide the contour interval. The last point on which contour interval depends on the time and the expense. Time and expense means how much time is allocated for contouring work. Means if time is less, then we have to go for higher side of contour interval. Or also expense means under expense means number of days in which you have to complete the work. If expense is more, then we can then spare more days. If expense is less, then we have to finish it with the less time. Also expense also is based on the type of instrument we are using. Control interval also depends on the time and expense required. Okay, so these are the all four factors on which control interval depends. It means this horizontal equivalent is uh, is nature based on the steepness of the ground. If the ground is more steep, then these lines are closer to each other. That is slope of the ground. If it is steep, then these lines are close to each other. Means if this is the contour interval, means these lines are close to each other. Whereas if it is a flat, then for same contour interval, these lines are at a larger distance. So if we see what is the difference between contour interval and horizontal equivalent, then one is a definition that contour interval is a vertical distance between two consecutive contour lines, whereas the horizontal equivalent is the horizontal distance between two consecutive contour lines. Then next point, contour interval is constant. Constant for a map here, horizontal equivalent is not a constant. It varies from it varies point to point. For a same map, we can see it is a distance horizontal equivalent is more and here horizontal equivalent is less. And another, this horizontal equivalent is depends on the stiffness of the ground, whereas this contour interval is based on these four factors. Now let us move to the next point, that is the uses of contour map. The very first use, as we discussed many times earlier, that by studying the contour map we can determine or we can ascertain or we get the information about the nature of ground of country. How is the nature of ground? Is it the steep ground, or is it the flat ground, flat slope? Is it the hilly region? Is it a valley? Is it a depression? Like we can decide the nature of the ground by studying the contour map. Now, second use of contour map is that we can select any suitable site for the engineering project. Suppose we have to select a site for engineering projects. Means if we have to decide a site for any work, different engineering works are there: construction of roads, construction of railways, construction of canals, irrigation canals, construction of a dam. So for such a engineering projects, we have to decide the site. Means suppose if we are selecting a site for a dam, then we need the basin shape. There is a pot shape. Okay, for a dam, we won't select any hill. If we select the nature of the ground like this, then we have to excavate all these, and this is not suitable. So we will for selecting a site for a dam, we always see the pot shape basin like area. Suppose we have to decide the canal site for a canal, or one alignment for a canal, then we'll select that the site should be with a natural slope of the ground can be maintained, so that water can be easily flow through under gravity. Or we can decide a site such as like this. If we decide the alignment of the canal, that center line, if we select at this portion, then the land at both the sides of the canal can be irrigated. Okay, suppose instead of this, if we select such a site, then what will happen? Then land at one side only we can irrigate. So there are many things for a road also. We can decide the economical alignment, such as if there is any hilly portion is there or some valley portion is there. Then by studying that map, contour map, we can just select the another side of the alignment. Suppose if we have selected the alignment of a road like this center line, if suppose there is any hill coming in between, so if construction cost is increasing, so we can select for alternate alignment for the road, so that we can bypass such hills or any valley, or if there is any city is situated in between the highway, so we can just easily bypass also. So there are many things for deciding alignment of the road, alignment of the canal, for many engineering project also, that railway, we have to study the contour map, and by studying contour map we will get the idea, and we get the help to select the suitable site for that specific engineering project. The next use of contour map is, by using contour map we can easily compute the quantities of earthwork. The quantities of the earthwork we can compute by using contour map. Suppose if we have decided the alignment of the road, and undulations of the ground is like this for that specific alignment of the road, then if we decide the RL for our road like this. Suppose this is the reduced level that our road should go like this with this slope or this gradient. Then we have to compute these quantities of earthwork. That is, here we have to excavate, here we have to fill, again we have to excavate here, again we have to fill here, we have to excavate here. So these quantities of earthwork we can determine the contour map. That by the contour map we know the RL of these various points, and by and difference between our gradient we can easily compute the quantities of the earthwork. Another use of contour map, that we can compute the capacity of the reservoir, area of catchment or area of catchment we can determine from the contour map. How? Suppose thus we have seen this contour map for the for some pond or like that. Suppose this is the contour map. If we have decided if this is the contour of 90, 100, like that. Suppose there is a map, a contour map 110, and so this is the reservoir. If we are getting, so we can compute the capacity of this reservoir. That how much area is coming is in between these two lines. How much area is coming between, suppose this is a line of 90, 100 and 110. So we can calculate the volume of this area, again volume of this area, again this area. In between two contour lines we can calculate the volumes, how much volume that can be enclosed between two consecutive contour lines, and we can add up and we can find out the volume of the reservoir. Also the catchment area of the reservoir. Now talking about area of catchment. Area of catchment is a particular area or a portion from which rainwater contributes to particular river. Okay, means suppose there is an area, there is a nature of ground like this. If suppose this is the one area, nature of ground in a particular area, and one river is flowing through this area. This is the river. Now, if rain occurs in this area, if there is a raining in this area, this complete area, okay, so you can observe, by observing this map, you can easily say that if rain, if there is a raining in this area, in this particular this area, that then this rainwater flowing through surface will not go to this river. Only in this area, if there is raining in this area, this rainwater means will flow to this river, will contribute to this river water. Again, if there is raining in this area, then only if this area, this particular area, if raining in this particular area, will this rainwater through surface flow to this river, flow and contribute to this river water. And if it is raining in this area, it will not contribute to this river, it will go somewhere else. This also will go in somewhere else. So this area from which rainwater flows to a particular river, this is called as catchment area. So this catchment area also we can decide or we can calculate by using contour map. Means if this suppose you can see this is sloping slope. This if rainwater if raining is there, then this will definitely come here. Here also this is with some slope, gentle slope. This water if raining occurs, then this water will go through this portion. But if raining occurs here, then this water, this surface water will not flow against the gravity. Will it flow against the gravity? No. It will flow with the gravity and it will go to some other area. Again also this will go to some other area. So by studying contour map, we can decide first the nature of ground, and from that we can calculate the catchment area, that area contributing to the river water. Got it? What is catchment area? Then next use of contour map is that the intervisibility of 2 points. Intervisibility of 2 points can be determined from the contour map. Means we can see if 2 points, we can see 2 points directly if there is no obstruction in between 2 points. So if there is any obstruction or not, we can easily see by studying the contour map, and we can ascertain the intervisibility of the 2 points. Then we can draw the section of ground. Section of ground can easily drawn can easily drawn using contour map. Means we can draw the section of any ground. If we see the contour map, just we have seen that suppose this is any contour of 100, 90 and 80. So by studying contour map, we can draw the section. This is like that. This is the depression. Okay, just by studying contour map, we can draw the easily section of any ground surface. And the and last point, that we can draw a suitable alignment of any required gradient on a contour map. We can draw alignment with required required gradient required gradient on contour map. on contour map What is this? That's alignment. We know there may be alignment for canal, alignment for road, alignment for railway. We can easily draw by on map. How? What is gradient? Gradient is nothing but the slope. Suppose if we have to draw, if we have to select the section of the road along the some hilly portion, that with which gradient that road should go. Gradient means it may be steep gradient, that there may be rising ground, or there may be the sloping ground. So we cannot easily, if suppose there is a some portion, suppose this is a one hill, and we have to construct one road on this hill. Then thus, have you seen anytime if we have just given alignment like this? This is our road. No, never. There is a there are many things that hauling power of the vehicle, that engine should have power, that it should be capable to go through that rising ground, or it should not skid on if the slope is too much, then it may skid. So by considering all these factors, we have to go with some gradient. So we will decide some gradient. Suppose that gradient may be 1 in 20, 1 in 30. That is 1 in 20, 1 in 30 means 1 vertical. If there is 1 meter vertical, if we are going 30-meter horizontal, then we can go 1 meter vertical. This may be the gradient 1 in 30. Okay, with the 30-meter means, as we can go is with this slope 1 meter vertical to the 30-meter horizontal, or 1 meter vertical and 20-meter horizontal. There are some different slopes. Now suppose 1 meter vertical and 20-meter horizontal. Okay, so 1 in 20 is more steeper than 1 in 30. So by on contour map, suppose this is the contour map. This is the contour map here. Okay, and this contour map is of interval 1 meter, or suppose, okay, this contour map is of interval 1 meter, that is 98, 99, 100, and we have to select the alignment for the road on this ground surface. Okay, and for that we have selected the gradient 1 in 30 meter. Okay, so this is 98 meter, and this is 99 meter, means there is a difference of 1 meter. Okay, so we got the vertical. Now what about the horizontal distance? So in that we can take one point here on this point, and with the protractor we can just draw, we can with the scale of this contour map we can decide the distance of 20 meter. We can convert that into the scale, and we can just see where this 20 meter coming on this map. Suppose this 20 meter line is coming here, so this is our alignment. Again, next we have to move forward. Then again we have to see 1 in 20 meter. Then again vertical difference 9900 means between these two ground there is a height difference of 1 meter is there. Now horizontal distance, again we'll convert this with the scale 20 meter. Okay, we have I told 1 in 30. Okay, then we'll convert the 30 meter with the scale. Okay, and with that I will again choose some point. Suppose this is here, so this is my another point. So my road will go like these. Okay, so we just don't select road like this. Okay, because it will not follow gradient. We have to consider road with a certain gradient. So first we will draw it with the map, the specific point on the map first, and then these points P1, P2 we will mark on the ground. So we can select the draw alignment with any gradient on the contour map. These are the various uses of the contour map in our engineering projects. Now